Good evening, families. I just wanted to check in again. Today is Tuesday, September 22nd, 2020. I just wanted to take another chance to have a quick check in with our classroom news and just what's been going on and just things and fun things that have been happening. So far this week, we've been working with reading some sentences, still working on our short vowels, A and I so far. I've been meeting with students this week, a little bit in the morning in small groups, doing some check-ins and practice, playing some games like we would in the classroom. And in the afternoons, I've been meeting with one at a time with students, continuing some of the work that I did when you came in and met with me for a meet and greet last week. Just kind of really dialing in where students are at with reading. So as I'm looking forward to getting books from school into their hands, I can give some very pointed and specific books. So that has been really helpful. Just kind of, if you're supporting from home, keep an eye on the schedule. Kids can drop in at any time. And I've just kind of been making that work so far. That said, about dropping in, if there's ever a point where someone's having a struggle or things aren't working, please go ahead, click on any of the live synchronous links. So our morning meeting, reading or math, and I keep my Zoom meeting open pretty much all day. So if there's ever a question or they need help or something's not making sense or a link isn't working, I've said it multiple times during our big meetings, but of course, it's a lot. There's just a lot for brains to kind of absorb and pick up. So that's something you can definitely kind of remember is if something's not working, please click on those links and come back in and ask me some questions. At worst, if I was working specifically with a small group or an individual student, I might ask you to pop back in 5 more minutes. If that doesn't work for you as well, you can always reach out and send me an email. I do my absolute best during the day to keep my email up on my other screen. So when I get something from any of the families regarding coming in late or an activity wasn't working or I'm having trouble with a login, I do my best to try to respond to you as quick as I can, because obviously it's just, we're all working, trying to do our very best at just about every single moment. Moving forward with math, we're working on tally marks and number sentences and expressing a number in its pieces and parts, which is called a number bond. It's having a whole number like 5 and then parts of that, like 5 can be 1 and 4 or 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 4 and 1, 0 and 5, and 5 and 0, which seems like a lot of extra pieces, but it's the way you set up a story. And we're going to be representing numbers like that for a little while moving forward, just kind of really digging into how many ways can you show me that you know what a number is. So that's pretty exciting. That ties in with our work on Zern. So I've sent out an email earlier this afternoon with hopefully a video that I did from last year that helped my students at Lake Bluff get on to Zern. And I sent a bunch of the links from the Zern website with some parent information as well. And because I was making another video this afternoon for some work for tomorrow, and I've got it embedded, I believe, into our Seesaw activities. Students are going to be working on their scholastic news tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. The only thing they need to do if they follow the video that I'm going to have in there is when they click on the link, it's going to take them to a site for Scholastic News, and they just have to type in my name with no capital letters, Mr. Dittl, M-R-D-I-T-T-L, and click connect, and they'll get a chance to look at kind of like a weekly Scholastic News, which is pretty exciting. So we're going to be learning tomorrow about healthy habits and keeping clean. So there's even on one of the activities an included hand washing chart that if you feel you'd like to print out for at home and keep track of keeping those hands clean, that would be great. But there's just been lots going on. So I will be in the building tomorrow morning after our morning meeting. I'm going to be putting together some copies, some workbook materials, some materials for all the families to have at home. I've had a lot of families express just how tricky it is working on the iPad. Um, and sometimes just having things in paper is preferable. And I absolutely understand and agree. If you have the opportunity with a printer at home, that's great. But just having things prepared ahead of time, especially if you're working from home or if you're not, if you've got kiddos who are at school in milestones or elsewhere with someone who's just kind of supporting, that can be tricky. So I'm working to prepare those materials so that I will copy and make materials tomorrow on Wednesday. And we were just talking earlier this evening at our staff meeting about scheduling a materials pickup. So I will chat with all the first grade team, and we will be having some communication that'll come out as to when that would be. Hopefully it'll be coming up soon. We do have a few other assessments and things that are coming up that are from the state level, things that we just kind of have to do. That said, I really appreciate all the feedback. I've gotten lots of great emails for when things are going well or when things are kind of tricky or something's not working. And so I really do appreciate all the hard work that everyone is doing. It's a lot. And I feel that our class is just getting better each and every day. So things that we're doing well, so that our glows and grows for my quick news here. We're getting better at muting and unmuting, which is great. I've had some fantastic experiences with students reading with me and reading books that I'm showing them on the screen. So we're kind of figuring out this whole how does this work? And I even had one student this afternoon who, after reading a few books for me, asked if it was okay if she could get her very favorite book, and then she read me her favorite book that she likes to read before bed, which was probably just one of the sweetest things that I've had happen in the last week. It was just a great reminder of exactly why I love teaching, and that students and kids at any age are resilient, but especially at this age, we're going to get through this, and that makes it brings me a lot of hope. Things that we could definitely we're improving on that I'd like some more movement on, so some grows. Just muting ourselves when we're talking to someone next to us or behind us. And we did have a little bit of shouting one of the other days during one of our lessons, and it just made it tricky for some of the other students to hear. So we're working on it as a group, just how to find ourselves and how to remember that even though we're not next to each other in a physical classroom, that we are all part of a team together, and that's pretty important. So I hope things are going well. I hope all of you are safe and well. And I will leave you with an absolutely super fun fact. And my fun fact is, I believe in 1898, the largest snowflake that on record that has ever fallen was 8 inches thick. It was a snowflake that was snowflake shaped, but 8 inches thick, which is pretty amazing. Not that I'm super excited about getting so cold and dark for winter, but snowflakes are quite beautiful. So please be safe, please be well, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks.